I can dance. Alright, so Roboquest, the Roboquest team put out an official tier list for all their weapons. I have put almost 80 hours into the game. I think I have a decent grasp on, you know, weapons. This is gonna be, you know, purely personal opinion. Let's turn that down just slightly. Oh, no. What am I doing? I just woke up like a little bit ago. It's not an excuse, it's just a fact. Ha! Alright. So we're gonna do the tier list. The tiers are not just A, B, C, D, F. Or S, B, S, A, B, S, A... Wow, I can't fucking English. Anyway. Yeah. So they have... It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 64 guns. So far. They're still planning on adding more, which is fucking awesome. I love a lot of them. Or, you know, there will be a lot probably in the "we'll get you by" tier. I'm just gonna warn you right now. Feel free to, like my previous tier list, crucify me in the comments. No one's commented, but you know, it might happen. So, without further ado, let's start. So starting us off, we got the Sheriff's Carbine. And while a lot of it will depend on RNG, for the most part, honestly, I'm going to put that into better than the last tier. Because I'm pretty sure an innate trait of those is that their shots explode. On top of being, you know, a DMR. It's really nice. The Cyclone, formerly known as the Unreal Gun. I've never been a fan of it. Not a single time. It used to have the exclusive use of the shock ball, or the hover ball that sticks to enemies and stuff, I'm pretty sure, but I've never enjoyed how it fires, nothing. The triple shotgun. I want to say useful with RNGesus, but honestly, it's kind of also dependent on the perks. I'm going to say we'll get you by. It's really powerful, but really slow. Slow fire, and very slow reload. So, you got to kind of build toward it, which is nice because usually it's not found as a starting weapon. Tommy gun. I'm going to put that in makes Diggy poop his pants. Because, honestly... Well, you know, buckshot, for one, is an innate trait on them. It's, and you're firing tons of fucking bullets, so the chances that you're going to be firing a shotgun blast worth of them is actually, you know, pretty high, statistically speaking. I don't know how statistics work, I just hate... Moving on. So the Tommy gun has a lot going for it. With RNGesus, it could become a fucking legendary weapon in the right hands. But even just at its base level, one of the better automatic weapons. Alright, pumping shotgun. We'll get you by. Similar situation to the triple shotgun. And not as powerful, a little faster. Sulfator shotgun. I'm personally just not a fan of this. A lot of the heavy weapons just do not do it for me in this game. Sulfator, I've got friends that love it and all that, but the right perks, or with the right affixes, I don't know. That one can be a decent bit of fun, but doesn't do it for me. Torpedo gun. I genuinely adore this weapon conceptually. It's basically an explosive handheld shotgun. But I've noticed that without any without the right perks or anything like that. Sorry, wow. I woke up very stuffed today, apparently. Without the right perks, I've noticed that it basically just does fuck all for damage. So, as much as I love it, I do have to put it in the RNG's tier. Shock Rifle. This one was the second weapon that they added that used to have exclusive use of Hoverball, like the Cyclone, but that can appear on pretty much any energy weapon now, so it's still good though, because Shock itself is the only thing that properly stuns in the game. So there's that. It's really, really solid. I don't really have any complaints. Rocket Launcher. It's fun, but I'm going to put that in the will get you by. Because at its most basic, it does decent damage. But it has a lot of potential. Like, you know, if you get Fork and Homing, I mean, yeah, at that point they're done. I don't really like when they get hit scan explosive weapons. Those are that always throws me off. But yeah, no. Just solid platform for, yeah, if you get a lot of FXs, it's god tier, but by itself, it's just fine. Rifle Crossbow used to be the exclusive one that was able to fire an arrow volley, or had the, you know, buckshot as an alt fire. Now, not only does it, yeah, it's just kind of dookie on its own now, but with the right perks, yes, good. However, another problem is that it does have Bouncy. So as it stands currently, I'm actually going to throw this in the paper ball tier, because what's a problem I've noticed. Any weapon with the Bouncy trait, so you know things will bounce off of walls, absolutely chunks your frame rate. And I went into the Steam discussions. Well, I found one other person at least that had the issue, but I don't know how active those discussions are. So, but it was really weird, really annoying.
Since you have come online, I had decided to show up.
Yes, I have decided to come.
I was planning on doing that too, but I just don't feel like doing it. I'm just not in the mood to do shit.
Well, I'm doing that. Roboquest tier list. I had 64 guns and I'm 10 guns deep. Alright, so
so you're planning on doing 68 comms, but you only done 10 so far?
yes.
You've only come 10 times?
Yep. I know, it's rookie numbers. Alright. The Blast SMG. That's one of the newer ones.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's more fun, and you know, people watch tier lists sometimes, so. Alright. Useful with our... No, actually, we'll get you by. Honestly, it's a very solid addition to the game. Blast is energy-based equivalents of the assault weapons. It's just nice and simple. Does the trick. Usually ends up with a decent affix or two. Mortar Cannon. Really tough to place. It's a lot of fun to use. Absolutely decimates ground forces. Like nobody's business. It's the only gun in the game that the reticle is actually on the ground. However, it really struggles with flying enemies and a significant amount of the bosses, because either a lot of them fly or will just have ways of, hey, Blung, minigun is best gun. Well, sadly, this is a court of personal opinion, so not gonna be top for me. The Tommy gun, yes. You don't get a movement speed penalty, and it has buckshot, which you haven't tried the Tommy gun yet. But once you start gaming again, we'll get you caught up. So the Mortar Cannon, really, really good but very situational. I'm gonna have to put it in the throws paper ball, only because it's going to struggle in late game with all the flying enemies. If you're going solo and co-op, fine. But this, I adore the mortar cannon, but it struggles too much with the mid to late game bosses and flying enemies. So goes down here. Actually, we'll put it in RNGs, because if you get fragments on it, I mean, you're just blanketing the arena, so it works well enough. Minigun. We'll get you by. It's a minigun. So if it gets buckshot, boom, better than last year. But other than that, it's a minigun. Mine gun. All of my friends seem to absolutely adore this one. Launch mines. Right click to explode them. I mean, it'll get you by, I guess. Not really my favorite weapon. Another fairly simple one. Long rifle. I fucking love this one. It's been, I mean, you know, the scope attachment for, or the scope tree for the assault rifle in Doom and, you know, Doom Eternal. It's basically that. It's really fucking satisfying. Longbow. Useful with RNGs. You get fork on there, you get ricochet, maybe an element like shock. Boom. But without it, charge is too slow, you have to be very accurate. You're gonna really be at a disadvantage in heavy firefights, especially solo.
You watched the Monster Hunter movie?
Kinda. Like I said, I was sitting on a plane in an aisle seat. Some dude two seats up across the aisle was watching it, so I watched it silently. But I mean, I could kind of infer everything that was going on. Fairly simple movie. But it was, yeah, visually it was fine.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. They got a lot of small details.
Oh yeah,
accurate.
Oh yeah.
I like about that. The monster details is great, you know, but story and overall, I did not enjoy it.
This is a.
But
so I'm listening to the. Go ahead.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
For those who don't know about it, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
for those that do, I mean, it's better. It's more accurate than Resident Evil the Resident Evil movies.
Oh, you mean the? Yeah, no.
This is so weird. Okay, so I'm listening to the Roboquest OST in the background. I'm hearing a song that hasn't appeared in game yet.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. All right, the LMG. I believe it suffers from the heavy weapons penalty, which kind of puts it below the Tommy gun. Another one that's gonna get you by. Slightly long reload time, not the worst compared to, you know, other games with LMGs, but overall pretty solid.
I don't like that game, so I can play with you.
Roboquest, yeah.
Yeah. Probably get it one day.
Yeah. One day. It launches officially in January, I guess. All right.
Oh wait, it's early access?
Right now, yeah. It's just got a fuckload of content already.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
All right, laser saw, useful with RNGs. Yeah. Oh my god, this song's incredible. When the fuck is this one getting into the game? Alright, so the laser saw fires discs.
I'll be back.
Saw blades, alright. It's pretty nice visually. In practice, it's just okay, I find, for me. But it is really cool. It is another one that has a problem with the bouncy, I think. It does have bouncy, but I don't use it enough to actually notice, especially, like, those problems especially kick in once you reach Haven City. I haven't used the laser saw in Haven City, I can't confirm, but it's alright. But the fact that it bounces off of enemies instead of piercing through a lot of the time, if you get pierce on it, it could be alright, but yeah, for the most part, laser saw, I'm just gonna stick it right here. the throwing knife. I really like this weapon on a conceptual level, but unfortunately, like the longbow, it's a lot faster than the longbow. But useful with RNGs is, if you get ricochet, you get fork, fucking absolutely phenomenal. I'm pretty sure you can even get homing, among other things. But by itself, it's not something I'm going to really, like, at its base level, I wouldn't carry it through. I would not carry it through. I'm actually going to move the blast SMG up higher. Sure, it's carbine down here. The blast SMG, fucking great. I would rather take the throwing knife than all these. Pumping shotgun. It's just, like I said, personal experience. Alright. Yeah, throwing knife, really, not as situational as the longbow. It's a little more universal, but it still does. It's still a lot better with the right affixes. Scout sniper, basically a DMR. This one, if you're wanting to play at a distance, it almost always has a scope. Very solid. Not as good as the Sheriff's Carbine. I'm gonna put it there, which makes that higher than that for me, personally. Scout Sniper, good. Sheriff's Carbine is Scout Sniper, but explosive shots, so it's just better, in my opinion. Scratch Rifle. I've never been a fan of this one. It has never felt right to me, ever. I mean, okay, I'd rather put that there. Come on, there we go. Ow. Scratch Rifle. It's just an AK-47, but not a very good one. Not to me. I don't like it. I've never ever had a Scratch Rifle, even with good affixes. I've never found one that just felt fun to use. Honestly, it's just it's kind of tragic. All right. Windmill rifle. Unfortunately, same problem. As a matter of fact, I'd rather take the Scratch than the windmill. The windmill rifle is one of my least favorite weapons in the game. It has, you know, the rotating, like a Gatling barrel, visually, but another song that hasn't appeared in the game. Well, I guess we know what songs we can look forward to. I like it. Alright. But, yeah, no, the windmill rifle has, at no point, I bought this game back, like, maybe a week after it launched in early access in, what, 2019? No, not 2019. 2020? Right? When did this game launch? Hold on. 2020. I bought this game, let's see, August 20th. I bought this game in, like, September of that year. Alright? I absolutely have hated the windmill rifle at every point in development. It has never once felt fun to use, satisfying, powerful, nothing. I don't know what it is about it. It just has remained abysmal in my eyes. Absolute trash tier weapon. But, you know, that's just me. Blunderbuss. One of my favorite fucking weapons in the game, conversely. It's always, well, it's always been an energy weapon. Now called, what, you know, they call them energy weapons now. Back when they had the assault, demolition, precision, and tech attributes for weapons, Blunderbuss was one of the only tech weapons I would consistently take. It does have bouncy, so it can kind of fuck things up, but it's a laser shotgun. It's a laser shotgun. The shot, and a lot of the time the projectiles pierce, but they also will bounce off of walls and everything. it has just been a consistently satisfying weapon. Unlike the windmill rifle. No, it's just, I fucking love the Blunderbuss. I would actually take that over the Tommy gun. Absolute top tier. One of my favorite fucking weapons in the game. Alright. Revolver. We'll get you by. I'd rather take the Scout Sniper than the Revolver. They're fundamentally very similar weapons. Pure precision. If you're really good at nailing criticals, absolutely, it can be a great fucking weapon. I'll put it above the... Yeah. It's a very... Yeah. With the right affixes, it's great, but it'll get you by otherwise. It's got solid damage, and like I said, if you're accurate, which I'm not always accurate, as you could tell, one of my favorite weapons is a fucking laser shotgun. It's very, very nice. Junk beam. Never been a fan. Yeah, no. Heavy weapons, the speed penalty really fucks you over. Junk beam has a relatively limited range. The damage does ramp up over time if you're hitting an enemy, but it just, I don't know, it's never felt overly satisfying. If you get some good affixes, you know, get some burn on there, maybe you have a perk that spreads the burn, you know, like an STD at a fucking music festival, it could be decent. But, it's cool looking. It's the only, like, consistently firing beam weapon, I think. So, but yeah, no. Let's see here. Arquebus. Least favorite DMR in the fucking game. Or scout rifle, whatever you want to call it. It's basically an energy sniper, and I hate it. It's an energy scout rifle. This is another one of those, like the windmill rifle, that has just never felt good to me at any point in development. Cannot stand using it. Cryo launcher. Honestly, this one, even at its just most basic form, they removed the arc, the lobbing effect to it, at least in terms of, like, you know, innate traits, but it's actually been a consistently solid weapon. Cryo now just slows enemies, but a lot of the time you'll get perks that allow you to do more damage to cryo enemies, so, you know, it works out. But it's just a consistently good weapon overall. A lot of the pure elemental weapons tend to be pretty solid, actually. And it's always funny when you get this combined with, like, shock or burn, especially burn, fire and ice. They work well together in this game. Grandma's shotgun. Another better than the last tier one. It used to have an exclusive alt fire where it would fire a volley of homing missiles. That's gone from it because it's just entered just an alt fire pool, if you will. But genuinely very solid shotgun. It's just a double barrel shotgun that fires 8 shots on average before you have to reload. I mean, you can see the magazine there. I don't know. It's weird, but very satisfying. Lots of bullets. Pretty visceral. Elite crossbow, useful with RNGs. Right below the longbow, because it's less consistent. It's more accurate than the longbow, I'd say. Like, I'm pretty sure the bolt flies faster than the arrow, but it's got the same problem as the triple shotgun, that it's slow. Except for the triple shotgun, you get 3 shots before it reloads, and, you know, huge field of damage. With the elite crossbow, it's 1 bolt. If you're not hitting crits, or you don't have a high crit chance, for just in general, It's not gonna serve you too well. Maybe if you're doing a ranged build, but I generally don't. I generally like to be up in their faces. Assault pistol. I'd rather have it than the windmill rifle. Even though it's stat-wise, it's worse than the windmill rifle. It's a basic weapon. You start out with it. There's no real reason to keep it, and you're never going to actually find a single, like a solo one later in the game. What fucking country code is that? Get the fuck off my fucking phone. Alright. Yeah, so assault pistol, just too basic. Like I said, I would literally rather level this up than use the fucking windmill rifle. Actually, no, I guess if the windmill rifle has the right stats. But if you're at the start and your 4 weapons, one of them is a windmill rifle, one of them is a scratch rifle, one of them is an arquebus, one of them is the cyclone, I'm sticking with the pistol and that's it. So I guess technically I'd put it up here. But yeah, no. Thumper. Very fucking satisfying grenade launcher. It's got a lobbing effect, but I'm used to those, and damage-wise, it's very consistent, and it only gets better with affixes, so I fucking love it. In fact, for me personally, I'd rather go with the Thumper up here. Flare gun. Useful with RNGs. I mean, I guess I'd rather take it than the junk beam, but flare gun, one shot, reload. If you have perks that increase reload speed, sure, that works well. Especially if you have, it's very good if you get prime, which makes the first shot deal double damage. Every shot with the flare gun is first shot. It does have the bonus effect that it will mark enemies, which do take some bonus damage, or have a bonus crit chance against them, I think, by default, something like that. So flare gun, situational, can be useful with RNGs. Kramer versus Kramer. It's a flamethrower. Not the greatest range. Decent damage. Still put it. I'd rather take it than those two. It'll get you by. Definitely not my go-to, but it's not terrible. Flat cannon. Unfortunately, nowhere near as good as the one in Red Faction 2. I'm pretty sure that's the game I'm thinking of. There's another game with a flat cannon. Oh, wait, no. Quake. Or is it Unreal? Unreal has the flat cannon. Fucking excellent there. This one, that'll get you by. It's alright. I was a little disappointed by the flat cannon. The torpedo gun is... Man. Okay, so the torpedo gun, with the right affixes and the right perks, is infinitely better than the flat cannon. Unfortunately, in terms of actual raw damage at its most base level, the torpedo gun isn't as powerful as the flat cannon. It's really weird. Really fucking weird. I would rather take the torpedo gun than the flat cannon, but the torpedo gun just is not very good at base damage for some reason. At least in my experience. Like, even with the perks that increase explosion radius, explosion damage, I've just now found the torpedo gun to be that good. Unless you get something like fragments and a few other affixes on it. Which is unfortunate. Fire gun. One of my favorites. Has homing shots innately. It's always going to have homing shots. The burn damage is decent. This one, as you level it up or find new ones with better affixes, absolutely fucking destroys things. But even at its most basic tier, actually, because it's a little more situational, putting it right there. I almost always take it. Fuck it, it makes Diggy poop his pants. You can't outrun the homing shots. Fire launcher. Used to be called the fire flower. Used to lob the fireballs, kind of like, you know, the fire flower power-up in Mario. But Now it fires just fireballs, and it'll get you by. It has the ability to get hit scan, which helps a lot of people. Not me at all. I'd rather take it than the flamethrower and the pumping shotgun and that and the revolver and the triple and the scout. Yeah, put it right there. So the fire launcher, it is decent overall, good burn damage. If you get fork and homing, it's absolutely fucking excellent. But for now, just gonna go in the we'll get you by. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it here. This is the shock cannon. Shock cannon. As far as heavy weapons go, it's actually really fucking nice. It's another situation just like the shock rifle in this. Actually, I'd rather take it than the shock rifle because a lot of the time it can get buckshot and javelin. I've found those to be like the most common to blue tier affixes. So you're getting constant shotgun blasts of electricity. Like you're rivaling Palpatine here almost if you get a good one of these. But even in its most basic form, it's still really fucking solid. So, going right here, right below the thumper, because I love the thumper. Ice cannon. Another song that's not in the main game yet. Alright. Ice cannon will get you by. I'm gonna put the pumping shotgun down here. Alright. Sawed-offs. Fucking love these things. They generally get compact, which used to increase movement speed. Now it just makes it so that bonus movement speed is converted into extra... Not converted. It also serves as a damage boost. So, you know, the sawed-offs, very satisfying, and it's got a really solid rhythm. Like, as you're, you know, firing, it's like... Every time you fire, it kind of slows you a little bit. Not in the air, I don't think. I don't remember. But it'll slow you, so you're just kind of like almost weaving around the battlefield with them. It feels so fucking satisfying. I'd probably... no. Put the Tommy gun at the lowest level here. Sawed-offs, very satisfying. You get the right affixes on them. It's all over. That's all you're using for the rest of the fucking run. Dual blast guns. Visually and how they feel to fire makes me think of Lex from Paladins. You do get a slide, but you don't get auto aim. So dual blast guns, they're not bad. They'll get you by. Just fine. I'll put the flat cannon down here. You know, flat cannon is going... No. I will put the torpedo gun at the top of this. Like, it hurts me to put it here. It kills me not to know this. Alright. I'm gonna put it above the mine gun. Actually. Hello. Or her scars or how she got them, as the telling signs of age rings and a single tear is dropping from the valleys of an aging face that this world has forgotten. Alright.
I like the song.
Yeah, it's a good one. Alright. Assault pistol.
It's metal meets furry. They're beating the fuck out of furries.
Savior? By Rise Against? You know, Rise Against is a punk band.
I know, but the video.
Oh.
I like it. The music video.
Actually, I don't think I've seen the music video for it.
Really? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched it like a couple times because it was funny. The comments were great.
Ah. Alright, so the chainsaw. Oh, this is the best song in the fucking game. F322, apparently. Just gonna let that play for a second. Alright. Putting that back down. God, that song just gets you pumped up. Alright. So the chainsaw, useful with RNGs, and only, like, I would only ever recommend the chainsaw, or any melee weapon for that matter, with the Guardian class, because that bubble will protect you from damage as you approach a group of enemies. His bubble shield. Maybe it can work with the recon if you get the right perks, specifically the one that makes it so attacking doesn't make you leave stealth. But as it stands, it's really only, it's purely situational, and you're gonna have a harder time against bosses by far if you're trying to just use that. Alright. Buddy Bot. Trash tier. He's a key. He's useful as a key only. That's it. Blast Sniper. It's an actual energy sniper, and unlike the Arquebus, it actually does stuff. But, you know, eh. Oh, and the assault pistol here. It's a Desert Eagle. It's fun. It'll get you by. Rather take it than those. Yeah, the Blast Sniper. I haven't found it to be extra powerful, but it'll at least get the job done. Blast Shotgun. I actually really fucking like this one. Very solid shotgun. It does have the bouncy issue, but it's very, very, very fun. It's a laser shotgun. Unlike the Blunderbuss, it just doesn't feel quite as good. But actually, I'm going to put it up here, because especially if it gets literally any element, it is just a destroyer. Blast Rifle. It's just an energy assault rifle. It'll do the trick. Yeah, it's alright. Blast Minigun, this one's an interesting one. But I'm gonna have to say useful with RNGs, because unlike the regular minigun, this one not being hit scan is actually a huge detriment. I do prefer my weapons to not be hit scan, but this one is no such case. Alright. Blast Gun. Better than the assault pistol, but it's just a laser version of that. It can actually get some decent fixes, so we'll actually put it here. I'd rather take it than these. And Mortar Cannon, I'm gonna say we'll get, no, it's just too ineffective against bosses, but I will put it up here. And flying enemies. Alright. Blast SMG. I would rather take that than the Blast Rifle. It's just basic. Alright. The Blast Arbalist. I actually fucking love this one. This one is one instance where I will say that they copied Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn, that's the one that everybody fucking loves because it hit the market first, and it's up to 4 players, which is a benefit, but Roboquest was in development first, and in every other front is just better. But in this case, the Blast Arbalist 100% is based off of that one item, or that one weapon in Gunfire Reborn. But this game does it so fucking well. I love it.
Which weapon?
What, in this game? Or Gunfire?
Yeah. Either, whatever.
Well, the Blast Arbalist, it's like a crossbow that shoots an arc instead of a bolt. Like a crescent. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might actually just be the crescent launcher in fucking Gunfire or whatever. But this is one that they did add later that is definitely heavily influenced, at least, by that one in Gunfire. But this just does it so fucking well. It's really good. Barrel Cannon. Huh?
The crossbow, you said?
No, it kinda. It's built like one, like a technological one, but it fires, you know, a fucking, like a half moon, a laser disc, a laser crescent that pierces enemies. Yeah. Barrel Cannon. This one is very satisfying. One of my favorite heavy weapons. It just fires explosives, has a lobbing effect to them. Very solid. Alright. Gyro Ball Launcher. One of the newer ones. useful with RNGs. This I'd say you can charge it up and shit, which is nice, but it's like it's very another majorly situational weapon. Honestly, it's fun in concept, not so much in practice. All right, give me a minute. I need to hit the. Hey kids, don't have a primarily ramen diet at 28 years old. Fun fact. Alright. Now, picking back up where we left off. Sorry about that. Elite Sniper. Even if it has a lot of the same issues as, any other precision base or, weapon, it is just so satisfying. Has just absolutely beautiful sound design. The damage is tremendous. And I don't know, it's just a very fun weapon to fucking use. Assault shotgun. This one is a lot better than the pumping shotgun because, you don't have to pump between shots. Very good. Very... Especially with the right perks, it's just gonna fucking slap. Actually, the long rifle's just kind of falling off. I'm moving this to the will get you by. Above the revolver. Dual guns. As fun as it is still just two of the fucking assault pistol. Slightly better, but still. It'll definitely get you by. There we go. But it's not the best by any means. Assault sentry. This right here, no matter what affixes you have, as long as you're not using hot potato or whatever fucking perk will make you only have one weapon slot, as long as you're not using that, assault sentry is a must-have as a secondary, in my opinion, because being able to just place down an extra little turret at basically any time is incredibly useful. It can distract enemy fire or provide extra firepower or both. It does have a bug on the current patch. Like apparently you can get walking sentries. They don't walk, but that's about it. But for the most part, like they can be rockets, they can be basic. It's a very fun thing to have. You just throw it down, switch to the other weapon, boom, go to town. Assault rifle. I mean, it'll get you by, I guess. It's just as basic as it comes. It'll get you by, but it's really not one of the best weapons. Assault SMG. I love SMGs in games, but this one is just fucking trash. The damage is consistently one of the worst in the fucking game. It is among the worst in the game. Just never, ever feels good. Even with a ton of affixes on it, it just doesn't hit the mark. I mean, it does if you're aiming, but it doesn't hit the mark metaphorically speaking. It's disappointing. Militia rifle. This is just the burst fire rifle. I don't like it very much. I'd rather take it than the scratch or the windmill, but it'll get you by. Dual crossbows. Very fun, but it's gonna take you well, yeah, no, like they can be pretty solid. There's not really much to say. They're faster firing than the regular crossbow, that's for sure. They're not as I would take them over dual. No, I wouldn't. Suggest things around here. This is all based on my personal preferences. Alright. Dual Uzis. Similar problem to the SMG, but I have actually found that in this patch, they can get some pretty solid. That they can be pretty fucking solid now. I'm gonna put that in We'll Get You By. I would have previously put them into maybe the RNGs, but they just I don't know, maybe they buffed them and I missed it in the patch notes or something. Power gloves. Same problem as the chainsaw. They're a melee weapon. I only recommend that with one class and one class only. But it is nice that we have melee weapons now. Actual melee. Graviton launcher. Used to be pretty good. It'll get you by. As like I said, as much as I prefer the mortar to, like, that's my mortar launcher, my absolute favorite fucking heavy weapon, but only because it falls off when dealing with flying enemies and most bosses. I cannot rank it any higher than this. It feels so fucking satisfying that I want to put it up here. It does make Diggy poop his pants. You know what? We will put it up here. Fuck it. Diggy Mole is an entirely ground-based enemy. It makes Diggy shit himself. So we're putting it up there. Don't use it against flying enemies. Do not go one weapon slot. One weapon slot only with this. Another song that hasn't appeared in the game. I like this. Blast Palms. They've also become one of my favorites. They always have homing. And if you get shotgun blast on there, or buckshot, woo! You ever seen a fucking ring of, around the rosy? You ever seen a ring of, 9... Dude. I gotta block this number. This is ridiculous. Getting really actually annoyed. That's the second call I've received. From fucking China? No. No. Hell no. Block number. Go the fuck to hell. Do not pass go. Do not get $200. Alright. Blast Palms. Honestly, yeah, no. One of my favorite, absolute favorite fucking weapons in the entire goddamn game now. But when you get buckshot on them, it's just a ring of 9 energy balls amidst a pretty fast-firing weapon already that are just homing in and just rush down an enemy. It is so fucking fun. So satisfying. So this is just... This song slaps. What the fuck? Alright. So yeah, this is my tier list for the weapons in Roboquest. I'll probably do an updated one when more weapons are added, I guess. As it stands, I'd say this is relatively accurate for me. Yeah. My absolute favorite weapons in the game. By far. Followed by these two, I'd say. Now this one can go up here. Yeah. Alright. Overall, really good selection of weapons. And there are people that really like these ones and can swear by them. I just don't like them. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and switch to health point in a little bit here.